Welcome to the Dysfunctional Podcast, where we are functionally dysfunctional. Today we're talking to STL Speed. He's down in St. Louis. He's one of the original members of Team Dysfunctional. And we're going to talk about random stuff, cars, and not sure if we're going to cross any boundaries here, but let's get after it. So, talking to STL Speed, or is it underscore? Is there an underscore in there?
No, man, that's all one.
It's all one. STL Speed, straight from the loo.
Well, outside the loop.
Well, right. But you know,
I commute in.
Right. All right. So you said you were buying car parts today. What'd you buy?
Oh, what did I buy? Oh, new brake pads because I hate them stupid power stop things I bought.
Oh,
And
what was the issue with the power stops?
Whenever I'm at the track, because now since it's all been tuned and everything, it does like mid 130s.
Yep.
Coming down from speed, it's they don't work well.
Do they just fade?
They fade and they're loud. They make a freaking hellacious noise.
Oh, so there's probably a lot of like metal or some shit in there.
No, they're carbon fiber. They have a lot of carbon fiber mixed in with different materials, I guess. But they don't make dust. And they're very nice for driving around town. You know, normal driving, they're fine. But as soon as you go to a track with them, man, they suck.
Yeah.
So I went and bought a replacement set, and then
What'd you get?
I think they're Wagner's or something like that. I just got whatever. I went to go buy the Brindles, but nobody has them. You have to buy them online, and I don't really have time to wait because we're going to Midwest Mopar Nationals next week.
Yep.
And I can't race. My wife's gonna race it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm freaking stupid. I got one arm, so.
Yeah, well, whatever.
One.
I mean, you could Ricky Bobby it and just cut the cast off.
Yeah, I'm tired of my hand wrapped up like a gordita. Fuck it. Yeah, no, it's it'll be all right. She's been working a bunch, so she wanted to go race, so I told her she could.
Yep.
So we're gonna trailer it down there. I gotta have her help me put a diff brace back on because I had a warranty issue with the factory fluid that was in the diff, so I pulled the diff brace off. So then they couldn't tell if anything was done to it, which you can't tell when you look at it, even when I pop the hood.
Right.
So that was one of the reasons why I went the route I did.
Gotcha. I'm looking over some of these questions I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the big questions is, does your family support your car-loving habits? And I think that's without a doubt if you're letting your wife race your car.
Yeah, no, she 100%. And it depends on the night we go down, or sometimes we take our kids and everything too, so they like it.
Yeah.
I guess we're making like my daughter. I mean, she's the kind of the daredevil. My son's the brains, so I guess she'll be racing and he'll be tuning. I don't know.
That would be kind of like a Partridge Family gone racing type deal.
There's nothing wrong with that. And depending on how everything turns out with my life here coming up in the next 6 months, I might be going back to school for high performance and tuning. So we never know.
Oh, that would be sick.
You know what? That's kind of where I am right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something I enjoy.
Absolutely. So first off, what type of car do you have?
Oh, I got a Charger Hellcat.
Yeah? Just basic, nothing crazy.
Actually, honest to God, it is a base model Charger Hellcat. There's no Harman Kardon in it. There's no sunroof. The only thing that was extra, I guess you'd say, is the seats, because I got the Laguna leather and the black roof.
Nice.
Yeah. But the stock radio's Alpine, so I don't know why they didn't sell that as an upgrade, and they sold the Harman Kardon. I don't get it.
You know, like really crazy the way that their options packages work.
Yeah.
When I was buying my Durango,
you have beats in it?
Yeah, it's got beats, but the funny
that's
thing
what
is,
ours has. Yeah.
The funny thing was, the next year they got rid of beats and put in Harman Kardon, and I'm like, yeah, now you have
probably the same radio. It's
oh,
just
it is
a different badge.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, it doesn't sound bad. The only thing I wish I had was the carbon fiber inserts, but
oh yeah,
it actually
mine has that, but I think all Hellcats have it. I think
it actually says on my sales sheet. I think it does. It says carbon fiber, and I'm like, what? So I don't think it was available, or they couldn't get the molds right or something. So
probably.
They're like, yeah, just slap the base stuff on and screen print it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, moving forward with your tuning career,
maybe
your potential tuning career.
I don't want to get people mad at me that helped me out tuning mine.
All right. Yeah, well, I mean, we can just completely avoid that if you want.
No, you're fine. I mean, you never know. I mean, like I said, it's something I've always wanted to do, and like I said, I can't go into details with the situation that I have. Yeah. I very well might have to be looking for a whole new opportunity in life. So we'll have to see. Oh.
So is your Hellcat your first car that you've tuned and raced?
No.
Okay.
No, it's God. I shouldn't say that. It's my first car that I've had that I've tuned to race. Yes, it's not my first vehicle. Like before, I always did diesels.
Oh, okay.
I always did Cummins. And then my first one I ever did was actually a 99, what they call an early 99 Ford Power Stroke.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I actually got it after my brother passed away. I took it over from him. And that was in 06. So 07 going into 08, I had the third highest horsepower Ford Power Stroke in the country.
Jesus. What was it?
It's 750, right at 750 horse.
Wow.
Which back then was a lot, especially for a Power Stroke. The technology just wasn't there because the way their injection system and everything worked, there was a huge learning curve for everybody to learn how to do it.
Yep.
So I had that, and then I had an unfortunate dyno incident with it. Basically everything from the clutch back just disintegrated. So I returned it to stock. I parted out what I could, and then sold it off. And then I got into Cummins, and then I was always into Cummins.
Well, if you're not coming, you're going.
Oh yeah, that's what they say. Why would you want to be power stroking when you can already be coming?
That's actually a really good one.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think your favorite, overall project has been?
The Hellcat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Now, is that because of the community around it, or what?
Probably. This is probably the strongest community, I guess, of car brands and type that I've ever been a part of. I think in part that has to do with Chrysler's marketing strategy, because they've got it basically like, if you don't drive a Dodge, you're a pussy. And they have Vin Diesel on there. He's just welcome to the Brotherhood of Muscle.
Yeah,
and I guess that it worked. It pulled a lot of people into these cars. A lot of people. One of the guys that we talked to online a lot, he went from having a ZL1 and he bought one, and he loves it. Yeah, and he was always a hardcore Chevy guy. It's that giving zero fucks guy.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So they did their job. They pulled in a bunch of people who probably normally wouldn't have bought a 4-door car.
True.
Or in other cases a Challenger, but the downfall to it is, though, like this afternoon I'm going to go to a car show, and I get more hating people on my car than anything else.
Really?
Oh my God. And it's usually like 18-year-old punks
but they're like, muscle cars don't have 4 doors. I'm like, that's cool. What'd you drive here, Cameron? Get
right
out of here. But yeah, no, it's definitely a unique car. I like it. I guess I like it. I like the community. I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't want to get rid of it. I'd be honest with you, probably next year, if I've been tossing around the idea of buying a Viper. I really have.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I fit. I just don't know.
Yeah, you're a gangly guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I don't fit, chances are the writing's on the wall. The red-eyed Charger wide body will come out.
Yep.
And I might go that route. I'm going to keep mine, but I'll buy another one.
Yeah. Now, do you think that? So let's go back to let's just say 2010 or whatever. But
okay.
Do you think that everybody being eco-friendly and we had the Prius and the Leaf and all that stuff come out, and then we had the Hellcat, and it was almost like the Mopars or Mopar Dodge, whatever, literally was just giving the middle finger to eco-friendly.
Yeah, I think they were, they may have. I mean, a lot of people probably interpret it as that. I've said before, and I still stand by it, I almost think it's Dodge's farewell to the muscle car.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is, whether we like it or not, electric cars are going to take over.
Yeah.
That the ideology behind it, everybody's like, oh, it's more eco-friendly. I mean, to the average layperson, yeah, but, electric cars are terrible on the environment just to produce just from the battery technology in itself.
Yeah.
But everybody wants it for the bottom line of saving money.
Yeah.
And I honestly think this was Dodge's way of writing a love letter to a car, at the, whenever the history books are written again, later on in life, they're going to be like, and one of the last manufacturers of one of the baddest brand of cars was Dodge.
Yeah.
They've always said, we're not interested in electric cars. And another company who is under the umbrella with them is Ferrari with FCA.
Yeah.
They're not interested in pure electric cars either. But that's how I mean, I know that's kind of a long-winded answer, but I don't know if it was necessarily a middle finger or more of just the, maybe a decades-long send-off to the muscle car. I mean,
yeah, that's
a
good point.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back in the '80s cars sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, you can probably on one hand count how many cars were cool, and one of them was a Buick Grand National, and then maybe the Cyclone, but I think that was '91.
Yeah,
the GMC Cyclones. But up until then, you had the '70s, or you had the late '60s into the '70s, and then you had the oil embargo, which killed off muscle cars.
Yep.
And then you had the '80s of cars were just more like just transportation, and they're shit. The only thing you see is like gangsters driving '80s cars doing drive-bys because nobody knows what the car was. And then right now I think we're back in that grand golden era, right before something happens, and insurance companies and everything else, and gas prices they're gonna have to go through the roof at some point.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna see them fall off again. It's just gonna be like a big cycle,
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it.
Do you think that like Corvette and Chevy is trying to jump on that bandwagon?
Of what? Of like, trying to jump on the Mopar curtail?
Yeah, I mean, well, let's look at it this way. Like, the Mopar crowd and community has just exploded. And,
Well, here's the other thing. I think Mopar had the most to gain from the community.
Mm-hmm.
Because before, I hate saying this, Mustangs, they're everywhere. There's clubs everywhere. It's like a Jeep.
True.
There's Jeep clubs everywhere. There's Mustang clubs everywhere.
Yeah.
Dodge, they didn't come out with that nice body style until what, 08 for the Challenger?
Yep.
And before that, you really didn't have anything. They had the Cummins,
in the heavy duty trucks, but you didn't have the huge following. Yeah, you had some, the 6.1 Hemi and stuff like that, but it was nothing like noteworthy. It wasn't something where, like in my case, I pull up to a gas station no matter what, and somebody goes, "Hey, is that a demon?" At least they know what they're talking.
Yeah.
No, it's not a demon, it's a Charger, but it's a Hellcat. Yeah, that's what I mean. Why don't you buy one of them demons? Everybody knows about it.
Right.
And so, I mean, like that goes all the way back to the Mopar marketing. I mean, they hammered it home.
Yeah, they really did. And I mean, to be able to just walk into a dealership and buy, a 700 horsepower car.
Oh yeah,
pretty ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and I didn't think I would see the day that now the Hellcat motor is like the little one.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's like, oh, I'm just gonna get the red eye. I want that full 800. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then even when you look at the marketing strategy, like whenever they had the $10 per horsepower thing,
yeah,
they had the Scat Pack, the Hellcat, and then you have the red eye, and then you had the red eye wide body. The Hellcat was at the bottom of the pile. I was like, God damn.
Hey, the Durango is in there too.
Yeah, right. Well, the other thing to watch out for is the Jay Leno episode of the Red Eye. And there's been a couple of YouTube channels that talk about it. One of them, the guy I can't even stand. I can't even watch his channel hardly. But he pointed it out when a lot of people saw it but never really read between the lines. But the director of Dodge at that time was saying, we're working on a car that'll run 8s.
What?
If you watch it, he's interviewing it. He's like, because Jay Leno was talking about, back in my day, if you ran a car, if you ran 14 seconds in a quarter mile or faster, you were a legend.
Yeah.
And he's like, now, you can go and buy these turnkey cars and run mid-10s. And then the guy said, I guess off camera, he had discussed this car. And then on camera, he went, hey, Jay, that's, we're trying to run 8s with this next car. That's the time we're trying to run with it today. And then we had the Elephant was released, which I still don't think that thing is gone.
Yeah.
I still say that's going to come out into something.
Oh, you think that's going to be in a car?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
They're probably trying to get it emissions approved.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I mean, what they sold 100 of them.
Yeah.
I think is what they made available, and that's not really a Dodge thing to do. I mean, prime example, the Demon. 3,000, that's it. You're out of here. Can't buy any more. And then, like 18 months later, if that, maybe a year later, oh hey, by the way, the Red Eye has everything the Demon had.
Yeah, we're just gonna rebrand it and throw it out there.
Yeah, and it's got 797 horsepower. Really, how can you tune to that exact spec? Get out of here.
Oh man,
I can go on for days about that. That's probably why Dodge unfollowed me on Instagram.
Oh really?
Oh, they don't like me. I don't think they.
Why?
Because I say stuff that they don't like. I think. I mean, I'm a little person in it, but
yeah,
like that time my tail light on my Durango was completely full of water.
Oh yeah.
And then I tagged everybody, and then oh God forbid, that's whenever they unfollowed me.
Yeah. When you go against the mothership.
Yeah, well, fuck them. I'll offload everything and buy Fords. Really piss them off.
Oh God, don't do that.
I'll buy the new GT 500.
Yeah, I know that's actually a pretty great car. I just wouldn't be caught dead driving it, or I just get really dark tints. I mean, I do drive a Corvette, so
yeah. Stop talking.
Yeah, right. I mean, my baby is still the Durango, though.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
when you gonna tune the hell out of that Corvette?
Oh man, I'm going back and forth. It's
you just need to get rid of it and just jump onto the Mopar bandwagon.
Well, I mean, I am on the bandwagon.
Yeah, but you don't have one of the cars. You have a Durango. I have a Durango.
Yeah, but having a Durango is, I mean, an SRT Durango. I mean, that's the preface. So
yeah, that's true. You beat me there. In my defense, the SRT wasn't even spoke of when I bought mine.
Yeah.
Mine's a 2015.
Well, the crazy thing is when you look, and this is another thing that, Dodge has done that's kind of pissed me off, but what is it? My left fog light still doesn't work. I just haven't had time to get it fixed.
Yeah.
So it's been about a year.
Good
And
God.
what was the other thing? So when they released the SRT, they had the front fascia that was just,
Oh yeah, and they share it with everything.
yeah, it was beautiful. It was unique. And then all of a sudden you could buy an SXT and then throw that front fascia that makes absolutely no sense why it's there, because you don't need any of the vents that are there.
That's the only thing that I can honestly say that I'm grateful that they haven't done. Is if you look at a 392 like Charger, they don't have a Hellcat hood.
Mm-hmm.
They got the scoop, but they don't have the vents, like the Pit Viper vents. That's the only thing they don't have. And that's the only way that you can really pull up next to one and be like, what am I looking at here? You know?
Right.
So
I mean,
I will have to say I am grateful they haven't done that.
I drive past Durangos all the time, RTs and et cetera. I mean, the RT's a good car. Don't get me wrong, you have one. But, they put the fascia on everything. So I pull up next to somebody and they look at me and they think they're hot shit. And I'm like, dude, I paid $20-some thousand more than you. I'm like, we're not friends.
I don't know you and I don't want to know you.
Yeah. I'm like,
you should be able to hear me while I got a couple things I got to do. So.
Yeah, no, you're good. But yeah, that was absolutely absurd. And it was just primarily a cash grab, I think.
Oh, well, that's the whole name of the game there.
Yeah. Well, and that's partly because I think when they released the Durango in, what was that, 2018?
Oh, the SRT?
Yeah. The SRT, when they released it, I think they were targeting like a different group or something. Like, I don't know. And then they changed everything the following year.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, they've done some goofy stuff, but I will have to say, I don't want to bring it to their attention, but I am glad that they haven't gave the Hellcat hood to any other car except for the Hellcat.
Well, congratulations. I feel so happy for you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm over here, driving past in an SXT, and the guy's got, fart cannons on it.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. But, so yeah, the Corvette is, oh, man, it's probably going to, I don't know, I might sell it. If anyone wants to buy it, let me know. But, oh, man, I totally either want to throw a turbo or supercharge it.
You got a lot of stuff you got to do for that.
Yeah. I was going back.
Speaking of supercharging, have you ever looked up the price to supercharge a Viper? Let's just go to a Dodge again.
Yeah.
It's $25,000.
Jesus.
I was looking at it the other day. I was like, oh man, I was like, wonder what it'd be like to pro charge one. And I was looking at the price, and they're like, oh yeah, man, turnkey, $25,000.
Oh, turnkey.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'd much rather just go buy a Honda.
I think I could probably do it myself. I think. I mean, I got the tools to do it.
Well, yeah, then you got to program or tune it.
Which I'm going to try to take care of.
There you go. Yeah, I was talking to Jeremy from Santera. Is that Satera?
Satera?
Yeah, and I was going back with numbers to build the motor, and this is the Corvette, but to do it properly, just the motor build looks like it's going to cost $15,000.
Oh yeah,
and then you
got to change the rotating assembly and everything else probably.
Yep. So that would put me at 600 to the wheels.
That's it?
Yeah. And that's like conservative, like it's just a strong motor.
Now, can I throw this at you? Would you be better off just saying screw it and sell it, cut your losses, and just buy a ZR1?
Well, I mean, if you look at the reliability and the warranty and all that stuff, probably.
Well, not even that. I mean, you're already starting off with a bigger piece of the pie. I mean, you already got more power as a base.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have one friend that
because it's like whenever people buy like a 5.7, Hemi, and then they're like, oh, I'll just supercharge it and build a motor, and they build the motor and everything, and they're just now keeping up with the stock Hellcat.
Right.
It's like, I mean, I get built not bought, but smart not dumb. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think you buy horsepower, or you buy horsepower. You don't build it, because if it blows up, then you're fucked.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And that's kind of where I'm at, because I'm sitting on it. It's got more than enough power, and I enjoy driving it, especially on the track.
Yeah.
And honestly, where I track the Corvette, it doesn't make sense to have, like right when the supercharger is going to start biting and taking off, I'm going to be hitting the braking zone.
Can you pull it?
I mean, yeah, I could.
But then you got to change the suspension up a little bit.
Yeah, I've got the magnetic suspension, so it's okay. I'd probably want to do coilovers, but at that point, I'm seriously going to spend $50,000 to $60,000 to get it to where I want it to be. So I'm going to have over $100,000 in the car, and it just doesn't make sense.
No.
So like when you said ZR1, like yeah, I could go get a ZR1, and it's going to cost me what, $140?
Well, unless you buy a used one.
True. I could do that, or
you're gonna beat on it anyway.
Right. Or I could go out and buy a Porsche.
Yeah. Now you're like now you're a snob.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy though. Like I wish there was a way that you could just wrap a car in like hoopty attire.
Yeah.
And have all the horsepower. And all the drivability, but it would just be a giant shit box. So, one of the other options is just getting a Miata.
Stop now. Ask me more questions.
I know.
What's your other questions?
God. Yeah, moving on.
God, I'm just gonna stick
yeah, let's see here. Uh-oh.
All right.
You had to put Say what?
Headphones on the kids. Because I gotta drive out to the farm and drop them off my parents.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see what we got here.
I was going to take the truck, and I didn't want to switch the car seat around, so I said, get in the car.
What'd you take?
A Hellcat.
Nice. I'm sure that's, fun to take out every once in a while.
Oh, well, I probably drive it more than I should. I drive it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, around here with all the, when the winter hits, I mean, you got like a 6-month window that you can't drive it. So
yeah.
I try to get it in as much as I can.
Yeah.
Well, you know how it is. You're in Chicago. I mean, my God.
Yeah. Well, and then I feel bad driving the Durango. So, like, I almost want another SUV.
Yeah.
And especially having it lowered.
Well,
I mean, the thing just turns into a snowplow.
Oh, yeah. And no, our Durango sits outside. So, I mean, we just drive it, whatever. Yeah. It's like a whatever car. And then my truck, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I still don't know what to do with that thing.
Well, why'd you buy it?
Well, I didn't want all the emissions problem with the car, and I didn't really want to sink a whole bunch of money into deleting one and tuning the shit out of it, because on the Cummins with if you buy they call it a 6.8 RFE, they have that, and then they have the ASIN transmission.
Yep.
And the ASIN doesn't have a lot of tuning. The 6.8, you have to build it, but even then, when you build them, you kind of get iffy if it's going to hold or not. And I was like, you know what? I just want something I don't have to really have a payment on, And I really like that 6.4. I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to buy that. And the deal I got on the truck, I couldn't walk away from it. I bought it, it had like 24,000 miles on it, and I got it for a hell of a good deal. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And it was everything I wanted. It was just not a diesel.
Right.
So now I'm like, with having that, I'm like, I got the itch for a diesel again. But I'm like, well, right now I'm not adding anything until after all my situations squared away.
Yeah. What do you think the difference is between the 6.4 in your truck and the 6.4 in my SRT?
Oh, I honestly, dude, I'd be speculating, but obviously the tune.
Yeah.
But since mine doesn't rev as high, so your motor would be the same as that's in the car.
Yep.
I would be willing to bet there's a cam profile difference.
Yep.
Just for the fact that I have MDS, that multiple displacement system.
I do too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then probably I don't know. I would still say the cam's probably different because just the RPM difference, and mine builds a lot of torque, like down low,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's pretty decent gas mileage for the size of the truck.
Yep.
I would say probably the valve train's a little different.
What year is it?
It's a 16.
Okay.
But I just don't know. I like I said, I'd be speculating. I would say probably the rotating assembly's probably the same.
Yeah.
I doubt they would make multiple different types of the same displacement. But the cam definitely I would say was probably the big difference because like a Hellcat cam from a Red Eye cam is different.
Really?
Yeah. And that's just for the RPM differences.
What is yours rev to?
Safely? I think they shipped out at 60. What was mine stock? It was either 6250 or 6450.
Oh, so the truck is tuned.
No. I thought we were talking about the Hellcat. No. The truck is bone stock. It ships out at I think it redlines around like maybe 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe. I don't even think it goes that high.
Huh.
Like when we put the car on the trailer and took it down to Georgia when I had it tuned, even like outside of Chattanooga, there's some really steep hills. Like 7% grades or something stupid like that, or 6.5. Whatever the steepest grade is, that's what it is. It's steep, and my truck towed like a beast all the way up and down them. And I think even when it downshifted hard to climb them, I mean it was like at like 4,500.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of RPM to it.
Yeah, definitely torquey then. Yeah, I actually took the Durango to the drag strip just for fun. It was about 100. I think it was 102 degrees out.
Yeah.
Which is like the best time to drag your car.
Right.
I was running
that's record-setting temperatures there.
Yeah, I was running I think like 130 degree intake temps. And
honestly, that's not bad.
Yeah.
If you think about it, that is not bad because you still got a stock airbox on it, right?
No, I have a cold air intake.
Do you have one with the star in its name?
No.
Is it all metal?
No.
Oh, okay.
I paid a lot for it. It's from JLT.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're good to go then.
Yeah, I mean the quality is decent, and
yeah, they do a lot of due diligence on blocking the actual engine compartment away from that filter. They actually do a pretty good job at that.
Yeah,
it's the ones that are open element in the engine bay itself that kind of suck.
I mean, they actually so in the kit there was like this piece of plastic And it was kind of like a box to keep the heat out.
Yeah.
And, it's got a gasket on it. It's pretty impressive. So that was cool. But I also have their catch can. And I broke the bracket off on the catch can. And because it's like aluminum, it's bent aluminum, so it's going to shear at some point. No questions asked. They sent me a new one. And I think I had it in like 2 days. So that was pretty cool.
I need to put a catch can on this. This car, man, I tell you what, I pop the hood, you wouldn't even know anything's done to it.
Well, yeah, that's the idea, right?
That's what I love about it. Part of me wants like a cold air intake, and I had one, but I switched it back.
Yep.
I actually make more power on the stock gearbox than I did on an open element.
Yeah, that's what Jeremy said. He was like, "You're actually going to make more power on the stock." So that's odd.
They did their homework.
But the funny thing was, when I was at the drag strip, I still ran like I think it was like a 13.4.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good, man. That's a battle wagon.
Yeah, I mean, for a car that weighs 6,000 pounds, it's hilarious.
Well, just to make the Mustang people mad, a stock 5.0 is going to be running 13.
And I mean, you gotta think what I was going after too. That's ideal. So I should be able to run 12.9, I think's advertised.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to be on your game.
It
took me a long time. I guess there was just a learning curve with this car because before I was used to boosting the turbos and I was used to taking off the four-wheel drive and everything. This car was just a total different animal whenever I went to the drag strip. And it took me a long time to adjust just to get good times.
Yeah.
Under stock power.
Yep.
And I actually beat its advertised stock time. So I was really happy with that.
Which is nice. So one of my jumps was, my RT was 0.142, I think. I was like, holy shit. Like, if I could get the stars to align, I'm actually going to run a pretty good pass here.
Well, yeah, that's pretty good time for that big old heavy thing.
Yeah. Oh, well. Let's see. Do we have anything else?
No. Oh, you had a bunch of questions in the email.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you want to talk about. What was your worst car project?
My worst project?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Probably my Trailblazer. That was like a midlife crisis early on in my life. It was weird.
Yeah.
Because I had that Power Stroke, and then all hell broke loose on that. So then I got rid of it. And that's when I bought the Trailblazer, and I had the Trailblazer, and I tuned it and put an exhaust on it and stuff, but I didn't have the money at the time to really dump a lot of money into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It was just kind of a layover between cars, I guess.
Yeah.
I liked it. It just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was also a Trailblazer, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was an SS. I mean, it had a 6.0 in it. I mean, it was cool for what it was, but yeah, it was just.
Well, I can tell you're getting out to the country now.
Oh, God. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can tell you're getting out of the city, so.
Hello? Oh, okay. There's one. No, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
There's just one spot that I always lose service for some stupid reason.
Well, you're switching towers.
Yeah, there we go. How about now?
Perfect.
All right, good. Can you hear me now?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Well, I mean, with the changes to Instagram and everything that's kind of happened, one of the questions I wanted to ask was what inspires you to create car content. I feel like, if it's so difficult to post and get reactions and actually get, true engagement, right? It's probably pushing you off, right?
Well, they went from a chronological thing where you could see whenever your users were on at a peak time to now they want you to be annoying as fuck. They want you posting around the clock, and the way you get to the top of your viewers' pages are being all the time posted. I mean, you got to post 3-4 times a day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it's like it ain't worth it at that point in time. It's like, okay, I post, and whoever says something, and if I have something to post, I post it. I mean, anymore, I'm not going to be a slave to something that doesn't give me any returns in anything.
Right. And do you think that's because they're trying to gear it more towards the influencer money making profit?
I think they're going more towards the money making side of things. I mean, if you have a business, it works great. I mean, you're doing what you're keeping your clientele base and your potential customers, kind of in the know, and they go and look.
Yeah.
If you're just like me, a hobbyist, and you just put pictures of your cars up, and you're really, I mean, yeah, I got different brands that I have on my car, but anymore they're not even looking at that. It's I don't know. Trying to gauge it is just goofy.
Yeah.
I personally, I always like the quality over the quantity.
Yeah.
I was always like that. Like my pictures, I would edit them. I would take time on them, make them look nice. But feasibly, you can't take the amount of time that I was taking on some of my pictures and post 4 times a day and have your life. Literally. I mean, you're putting in full-time hours at that point in time for nothing. In essence, really, I mean, I'm not being paid. Nobody's paying me for anything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and maybe, I don't know, trying to think into it.
But even then, I mean, there's a lot of people that just, take pictures with a cell phone and put them on there and put a witty caption on it. Next thing you know, they're taking off, which is cool. I mean, I just don't want to do that.
Right. Maybe it's.
I'm going to try it a couple times and see what happens.
Of course.
After talking about it, I might try and see if I'm onto something for a week. Well, I'm just going to annoy the shit out of everybody and post every 3 hours.
Just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how many followers do you have?
Right at 24,000, a little over 24,000, I think.
And
maybe
what's your typical engagement like then?
Well, whenever I'm busy and active, I mean, usually there's anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000, sometimes 5,000 views in a time frame.
Yeah.
So I mean, it ain't bad. I used to get 2,000 likes.
Yeah.
Now on a good day or on a good time frame, you're getting 600 or 700.
Yeah.
Which is still good with the way they got it all set up. I mean, even big accounts like Warrior's account. I mean, he even took a hit.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, I make my own content to put it on my page.
Yeah.
I don't go to other pages and then harvest like some of the guys do.
Oh,
which
God.
is fine. I mean, there's a lot of people that do that and they do it, nicely, and they tag you and that's how you grow. I mean, that's how the whole thing is. But whenever they want you to post just repeatedly, I ain't gonna be a slave to the gram. I can tell you that.
Right.
Because at first, the way it was all happening, I really thought I was getting all of the the shadow ban. That's how bad it was at first.
Yeah.
I was like, and I know I haven't done anything wrong, so I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And it was really just to switch from the chronological algorithm that they were on, because that was just like you could see when the peak times were, you could just hit it.
Yeah.
Now it's not. Now it's just like, I don't know what the hell they got going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those numbers are crazy. So if you have what you said, 22 or 24,000.
Yeah, it's either 23 or 24. I can't remember. It's either 23.4 or 24.3.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, even think of that. Like, if you get 500 likes and there's 20,000 people, I mean, that's an abysmal percentage.
Well, before, like, it was basically you could count on if you hit it, you know, if you posted within in the allotted time that you could see your peak hours, you could get 10% of your views.
Yeah.
You could get 10% of your viewer count. And it was really good. That was, I mean, it worked out great. But then they changed all of it, and it's, I mean, I know how to trick the algorithm, but the problem is you have to do it and you need to be in a team.
Yeah.
But then now, whenever you have, because like what you would do is each one of you would, like, say 5 or 6 people would post within 10 minutes of each other, like the same picture or a picture with the same hashtags.
Yeah.
And that'll trick the algorithm to shoot you up, you know, like something's going on, something's popular is happening.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that would get you to grow, but then they get onto you because they figure out, you know, who are in these little groups, and then they you know, they throttle back your viewership.
Gotcha. So almost as if they know the group, so they're not going.
Like, I mean, they know, like, whenever you're there for a while, when it was chronological, like, they used to have these big groups where people would talk,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I would get out of them and I could see a difference in, like, how much my engagement levels were.
Yep.
It was weird. You know, I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it really is a business. I mean,
yeah. I mean, Facebook and Instagram, they're.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the same people.
Yep. They're in it to make money for sure.
Yes.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, something to think about. But I mean, there's other people who spend, you know, that have the money and they spend a ton of money on their cars, and they have a unique set of cars, and yeah, people are like, oh, I want that lifestyle, bro, and then they look at all the cars, and I mean, that's different, but in theory, you're investing money if you think of it that way. I mean, you have a large investment in cars that a lot of people don't have, and it could be Lambos, Ferraris, it could be a whole bunch of Dodges. You just never know. But
yeah,
you know, that's one thing that people do, but there's still money invested.
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't like some Joe Schmo in a trailer park showing pictures of his Chrysler LeBaron or something and getting millions of views. I mean, just not happening.
Yeah.
Sorry for my metaphors.
No, it's fine. Interesting. Well, I mean, and I guess the sad part is, you know, you're getting a division or a split in between, you know, people that are passionate about something and something that people are just trying to monetize and take advantage of.
Yeah, well, man, if you can make money anywhere, somebody's going to do it.
Right. But, I mean, I almost feel like it's kind of exploiting the, and I'm thinking broad terms, not just the car culture, because it's a massive industry.
Yeah.
But all the crap you see on there now.
Oh yeah, and then that's the other thing. There is a lot of, a lot of crap. There is. There's just, or you'll see the same meme over and over and over and over, and then everybody puts information on there as if it's breaking news that they figured it out, and then it's over and over and over.
Yeah.
Sometimes you definitely got to take a break from it.
Now, do you think that was just Facebook's fault?
What? Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Now I'm speculating.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's not do that. Interesting. What do you think about there is a 10th anniversary coming up for the performance brand of Mopar?
Okay.
And the cars that we have. And it looks like Fiat Chrysler is dressing up the RT Scat Pack in pitch black or white knuckle war paint. It looks like they're going to do a shaker scoop on it.
Yeah.
And surrounded by Mopar blue center stripes. This is going to be the... Oh, man. This is going to be crazy. So it's going to be an RT Scat that... Oh, man. Wait. So it's a Scat Pack with a 6.4, so it's the same, but they're giving it... This doesn't make any sense. I gotta read this. So it's a Scat Pack RT, but it's like a weird mashup of SRTs. What?
They had parts left over in the parts bin.
Yeah, they're only doing 100 of them, of course.
Well, they might be worth something then.
45,835.
It's kind of. I rank it up there with that Daytona thing that they did with the wide body Hellcat Challenger, or Hellcat Charger wide body Richard Petty color. Oh, what in the hell is this?
Huh.
Of the Daytona, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's not a Daytona.
No, not even close.
No, I mean, the Daytona was designed when Chrysler had a missile division. They brought over one of their specialists to mold the car to run the brakes records at NASCAR. That was whenever cars were cars.
Yeah.
Now they're just like, we slap Daytona on it, and we say it's a special anniversary, we paint it blue, everybody will buy it.
Well, I mean, that's what it seems like. You know, like it's a cosmetic upgrade. You know, the hood.
There's a difference to me, there's a difference in a special car, and then there's a difference in we're going to take a car and we're going to pretend it's special to money grab.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes sense.
Like reading this thing, it says graphics. It's going to get the shaker hood, hood pins. Cool.
Yeah.
Decklet spoiler. Yeah, but like anybody can do hood pins. Come on.
But it ain't factory, bro.
Yeah, right. It's probably got a Mopar logo on it.
It probably does. It's probably stamped in.
20-inch wheels. There's really nothing on the interior that's different than the base RT. You just get polished door sill plates and Mopar badging on the dash. Mechanical upgrades are cold air intake, of course, like Mopar goes into the parts bin. Ooh, strut tower braces.
Yeah.
And that's it.
They're basically putting parts on it that they notice that the aftermarket crowd usually puts on it themselves.
Yeah, and then you know, an upcharge.
Then they just try to hit that. Yeah, and then they try to niche market. Yeah.
Well, all right. So it's 45,835, and then if I go and look at a base, because you could probably do this stuff. Base RT Scat Pack.
Yeah.
Base RT Scat Pack. Cost. I mean, it's $39.95. So for $5,000,
yeah, it'll be $50.
Yeah, I mean, for $5,000, I mean, you could probably do most of this stuff. Well, I think I'm gonna let you fly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
I'm your host, Polar Bear SRT. There's an underscore somewhere in there. Figure it out. Thank you for listening to the Dysfunctional Podcast. And if you like it, please let us know. Or you can tell us to go fuck ourselves and we'll still post shit. So, see you later.